All right, welcome back to it. My name's Mookie, or Mark, if you prefer, from the independent 88.5 FM here in Southern California. It's what we call an 88.5 live at-home virtual session, which is a mouthful. We've been doing a lot of these things since the pandemic started. We're here with Fences. Do you recall visiting the radio station pre-pandemic? I think our DJ Andy Chanley did the interview on that day.
Yeah, I mean, he was one of the most polite and interviewers I've ever encountered. I love the man. That's a fact. He's great.
He is great. We're so happy to have him. He's a friendly voice on the radio and just a great guy. You could probably put him on any radio format and he would sound just fine.
Yeah, he has kind of we sort of have a radio voice too. It's that you have to go kind of into your baritone and everything is this and this. I mean, you have a bit of the radio voice that he does as well, and asking cool questions, not dumb questions. I mean, I had a person when I was doing interviews, he's like, so why music? I hate that question. But one guy said, what do you think happens when you die? I was like, dude, you're the dude. Like, that's, you know what I mean? Like, a good question. Because why? What does that even mean? It's silly. So I like the big spooky questions because I'm quite the little ones.
Well, I guess I should start over with my show prep.
Oh,
just kidding, man. So you've bounced around a little bit, originally from Massachusetts, from what I understand, spent time in Seattle, but you are in Los Angeles right now?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I live in a tent in Santa Monica. No, I'm kidding. But yeah, I'm here. It's nice. It's repetitive weather-wise, repetitive weather patterns, but there is a lot of homelessness and everyone's wearing a mask, even if they're vaccinated, walking around outside. It feels kind of like a police state, I guess. And all the good places that I used to like 10 years ago are gone. Yet, there's good studios here. I'll tell you that.
Now, did you relocate to LA for music? What was the attraction for you? Because it's great to have you. We claim you as our own at this point.
No, I moved here because of the girl next to me. Really, love can bring you to geographical locations, man.
And musical collaborator and music video actor as well, both of you.
Yeah, man. Yeah, I just I was living in the woods, man. I was out in the woods, and I feel good though. I'm out here. I'm doing cool stuff. I'm actually active. I'm going into studios, working with musicians, and I'm more of a butterfly, less of a caterpillar today.
Amazing. You've been busy. It seems like there was a deluxe reissue, which just came out in March of the Failure Scriptures deluxe edition. So that's available right now.
Sculptures.
Oh, my bad. See, I can't read my chicken scratch writing. What had changed from the first release to the deluxe edition? Did you rework a lot of songs? Did you add new content?
I think it got kind of remastered, meaning sort of like, hey man, that hi-hat's louder, just sort of like real, insular, reductive little, baby parts moving that maybe like an audiophile would like understand. But at the same time, for me, what I did when I was hands-on is I did 2 acoustic versions. I did a Mission and God Music acoustic. But I recorded those out in the woods, and it was fun. It was just cool to do, and I think it's like a great record. And I think it just sort of got fucking, washed over by the flu thing, and it needed a chance to kind of pop back up. But I sort of feel like it sort of raised up a little bit, and then boom, the new EP sort of jumped right off of it. So it was sort of just an ease back in. It was more so a vehicle to drive the new EP into the hearts and minds of America, I think.
Yeah, well, so for the uninitiated, I guess this is a good introduction to the music of Fences with the deluxe reissue and then this brand new EP coming out on the 30th of this month. Our listeners have heard the song Boot Height, and I just recently watched the video for Fake Snow, some songs that will be included on the brand new EP. I was reading something that came out recently, and you provided a quote that you made this EP quickly with no intention other than to fill the room with something beautiful. Um, and you mentioned a couple collaborators, Drew and Adam. Who are those individuals?
Those are my brothers, man. They're geniuses. They're just two of my good friends, and they're just so quick. They're so fucking quick. I mean, I can say, hey man, I'm thinking of this, and I can leave the room, and I can just say this. I leave the room, I come back, and they've made it. They're mind readers. They're beautiful. They're I mean, you saw this, yeah. I mean, we did a song with them the other day, and in like 45 minutes, it's like you're crying. I mean, they're geniuses, and they work in tandem, multiple, two computers, and whatever I say, boom, they do it. I say, hey, Drew, go like da 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 da, and he's like, oh, cool, he'll do it, And he's won Grammys, he's a monster.
Yeah.
So I love them, man. I would have a very hard time to shift gears and work with anyone else, is what it feels like. They're sort of band members almost. You know what I mean?
Right. So when it comes to Fences music, it sounds like a true collaboration between musicians, with you being the chief songwriter and band leader, more or less.
Yeah, I just write the songs, man. Whoever wants to, honestly, I just write the songs, and whoever wants to come in, who can fucking help, imagine, like raise the baby, like,
right.
Let's do, you know what I mean? Because for me, dude, I'm just the sperm, dude. You know what I'm saying? It's like, whatever.
Well, it has to start somewhere, man. From what we've heard so far, I mean, the song Boot Height, I tell you, tugging at your inner heartstrings. I mean, I feel like you have a knack for really touching people. It's almost like, walking through a museum and looking at a piece of art on the wall. 100 people could interpret it a little bit differently, but there's a little bit of reading between the lines, a little bit of straightforward, straight talk, I guess, in the music, and we just love it, man. We know that it comes from the heart, and we're here to support you no matter what. I do have several more questions, but are we going to get new music off the upcoming EP today?
You mean you want me to play something, or
yes?
Or you? Well, the new EP is, what is it, 5 songs? Yeah, but I can play music for you if you'd like that.
I would love that. Okay,
great.
So these are, I guess you could say, super stripped down versions.
I mean, it's just me, I'm not.
Yeah.
But basically.
Yeah. Awesome. What do you want to play first?
I'll do Boot Height if you want.
That would be incredible.
Cool. I have the lyrics in a picture frame. So I'm gonna read this. Kind of funny, kind of nice. You ready?
I'm ready. When you are. This is Fences on 88.5 FM.
Cool. You got it? I was a laborer with pine trees, bringing them down so they would hide next to me. Sometimes evil things define me, and I stand shivering, 'cause all trees lose their leaves. And in a past life, I fell in love with you, girl. But I was the buried thing. She finds me, brings me home to me, a well-adjusted family. And sometimes pretty things remind me, and I stand shivering, 'cause all trees lose their leaves. And in a past life, you know, I fell in love with you, girl. But I still feel it's been. Would you grow old with me and grow gray slowly, and tell our children how the dad was found wandering? And if I died suddenly, raised up floating, would you stand shivering, 'cause all trees lose their leaves? And in a past life, you know, I fell in love with you, girl. But I still feel it's mine. And in my next life, you know, I'll find you, girl, find you, girl. Then we'll finally burn. Cool.
Incredible. That's a really cool version of the song Boot Height for us by Fences on the independent 88.5 FM. Who is your musical collaborator with you in the room today?
This is my girlfriend, Maxine.
Hi, Maxine. Thank you for joining us today.
Yeah, she's great, man. She's you know, she's the Jane Birkin to the Serge Gainsborough. You know what I mean? She's the muse. I love her.
Well, you both sing brilliantly together. That was quite nice. Going back to your formative years, what music was around you while you were sort of growing up?
Well, my mama liked you know, Prince and Sinead O'Connor, Tears for Fears, Tracy Chapman, Peter Gabriel, sort of that real 80s stuff, like the real sad 80s songs. That's what she liked. And but those are beautiful songs, man. I mean, if you listen to, like, you know, Purple Rain, Nothing Compares to You, I mean, those are fucking beautiful songs. But they were pop, you know, or George Michael, Father Figure. I mean, these are sad songs. They're gorgeous. But I was hearing that as a child, just crying in the back seat. You know what I mean?
Those are actually wonderful artists to be exposed to as a kid growing up. What came first for you? Was it poetry, creative writing? Was it always music?
I think what it was just the technicality. I think I used the guitar as like a system of getting rid of nervousness, you know, just the mechanics of it, just playing it almost like, you know, when someone, you know, fidgeting, you know, like, you know, squeezing a teddy bear or whatever, you know, I used it as a sense to escape reality and sort of get out my nervous energy. So it was that. And then poetry, I'm still trying to learn how to be poetic right now.
Well, I guess we're always learning. It's so hard, I think, for artists to, when they're first starting out, to share their music with others because music can be so personal. What do you think your first gig was? Was it an open mic at a coffee shop or something like that?
Yeah, it was. Well, I remember two. I was actually talking about this morning, so this is a good question. I was in Boston, and a kid was holding a mic in front of my face. I had written 3 songs. I was in a basement, you know, a packed basement, just alone. I was so scared, and the kid was holding a mic in front of my mouth, and I sang 3 songs, probably bad ones, you know. But that was my first gig. But I'd never been more scared in my life. I feel like it was more scared than some of the times I've been in very turbulent flights on cheap airplanes, but the first show I did in Seattle was with Father John Misty, but it was Josh Tillman. It was Josh Tillman and Damien Jurado in Seattle. But it takes a long time to believe in yourself. And I still don't really believe in myself. So it's like the nervous boy doing the first show is the nervous boy during his next show. You know what I mean? It never changes. You don't get some sort of, confidence. I don't think, at least I don't. I mean, maybe someone does, but I don't have that.
Man, Father John Misty and Damien Jurado, that's really good company to be in.
Yeah, I was excited. I love both. I don't really like Father John Misty's music so much. I like Josh Tillman put out a bunch of records as Josh Tillman that no one knows about, and they're incredible. But I mean, he talked about it on the Mark Maron podcast. He sort of switched aesthetic gears and sort of got sort of silly and more like theatrical, I guess. But there was a time in his creative career where he was sort of a folk singer, and it was brilliant because he has a beautiful voice.
He really does. It's people say it's a bit contrived. I see what he's doing, and he deserves all the accolades as well. It's certainly unique and thought-provoking stuff. And tongue-in-cheek sometimes. His real name's Josh, right?
His name is Josh. He did it on purpose. I mean, I have friends, we talk about it. We're like, man, he moved to Topanga Canyon and just, and he did like it's almost like a Andy Kaufman type of thing. It's like this fucking gorgeous. I love him for it because we would ride the bus together. He seemed rather sad riding a bus to a bullshit job. So I'm like, whatever the fuck, thing you have to fucking create to get off the bus in Seattle when it's raining, go do it. I love you. You know what I mean?
I wonder if he introduces himself as Josh or Father John Misty. I got the Mookie nickname years ago. I was an intern at a radio station, and Mojo Nixon, I don't know if you know Mojo, gave me the Mookie nickname. He was a DJ at a classic rock station in San Diego. So it depends on who I'm introducing myself to. I'm either Mookie or Mark. Do you say, hey, I'm Christopher or Chris, or I'm Fences, or does it depend on the social setting?
I usually say Christopher, but I like Mookie. It reminds me of Mookie Blaylock, which was in fact the first name of the Pearl Jam band. They were called Mookie Blaylock before Pearl Jam. So that's a cool name. Yeah. Just basically. I like to go by Christopher. I feel like Chris is not only is it androgynous, it seems kind of passive. But I think the 3 syllables, Christopher, it demands attention.
It's refined, distinguished, if you will. What was the last day job that you did have that didn't involve music?
Well, it's a crazy thing. I was a dishwasher at a place that Robin Pecknold from the Fleet Foxes was making burritos, So that's why I knew Josh. It was when Josh was dating Robin's sister, Aja, and now she's married, has kids, and Josh is probably doing LSD with Erykah Badu right now. I'm not sure. Right. Probably. But yeah, that was kind of the world. Yeah, we were all just kind of dorking around, and like Macklemore had a fucking car with like one of those real loud. He's like pop, 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 pop. It's like, dude, is it gonna break down? I mean, we were all just hanging around, but we were dishwashers, cooks, everything in between. And sometimes when you're very lucky, you get to get up to an elevated space. It's maybe 4 feet off the ground and play the goddamn thing for some people that hopefully will listen. And then at some point, for some weird reason, everyone started to listen. And it was, but it's better than, making an eggs Benedict, because I'll just fuck that up big time.
I wasn't prepared for you to be name dropping all of these amazing artists all of a sudden, but I guess it's part of your upbringing as a musician and part of the fabric of who you are. Didn't know you came up in the same circles and the same scene as some of these cats. I guess post Seattle grunge. What sort of venues were you playing with these guys in Seattle?
Man, I mean, we played the Crocodile Cafe, 370 capacity, Numos, 650 capacity. The Moore Theater is 1,200 capacity, and the Paramount is 2,700. I played all of them, but I played them in order. I played the Paramount, you know, later. I didn't play that first, obviously.
Yeah, right.
But I did. But yeah, I mean, we were running around, and there's just these buildings with seats. It's like someone's got to go in there. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah. I talk to a lot of artists virtually now because obviously it's easier to do this than route a band to the radio station with all the gear, and they feel like their record that they just put out is going to be like their long lost record, you know, because usually they be on the road for like 150 days out of the year touring, and obviously we can't do that right now. Is there plans to hit the road eventually for you real soon, or you're not quite there yet? And then what might a live show look like? Full band, or are you bringing Drew and Adam on the road as well?
I mean, yeah. I wish I had a really cool answer for this. I think I'm just sort of I feel sort of infantile with this answer because I'm just waiting for them to tell me. What, you know, when they tell me tour, I'm like super excited, but it's nothing that I'm really in control of because there's, you know, government regulations and bans and there's so many moving parts. But as soon as they tell me you're on tour, then I'll sort of, you know, assimilate, okay, is it just me? Is it a band? And we got to look at the budgetary restrictions and things like that. But all that withstanding, I want to tour very badly. So I'm ready to go, but I need the, you know, the runners don't go until the fucking, you know, I need the gun. The guy's got to come next to me with the gun, boom, and I'll Usain Bolt the motherfucker. You know what I mean?
I feel like that's a stupid question because it is still too early to figure it out, and nobody really knows the answers as far as what we're even allowed to do.
Yeah, it's not a stupid question. I mean, it wasn't a stupid question a year ago. It's not your fault. I mean, when the world changes around you, it's not, that has nothing to do with you. You know what I mean? It's like we're victims of this bizarre thing. So.
Yeah, we are, man. It's crazy. I just got my first vaccine today. A little bit of peer pressure because I read the internet, and the stuff that I read is not what other people read, apparently. But I went ahead and did that. So far, I feel pretty good.
You didn't get blood clots from the Johnson & Johnson? You're not going to die?
I don't know, man. I'm tired right now, but I'm always tired because I have a toddler as well.
Oh, you have a toddler? What is that, 4, 5?
She's about 3 now. Yeah, and we say what?
No, that's crazy, man. I love that. I have a 5-year-old daughter. I understand the moving around kind of wickedly, just without composure. I mean, I think of having a human, your job probably is just like making sure that they don't die. That's all it is, right? It's like, don't hit your head on this corner. Don't eat that. Don't, you know what I mean? It's like, it's very stressful, I think. Yeah. Good job.
Yeah, and we're all living on top of each other right now for a year. This is my home studio, which doubles as my bedroom. All of our DJs are now doing their radio shows from home. It's crazy. But pre-pandemic, I would take her into the studio, man. And then Courtney Barnett came in, and I had my baby, and just to get her acclimated to the world of live music, I thought, you know, it was really cool. How are you consuming music these days? Is it vinyl? You streaming?
How do I listen to music?
Yeah.
I got this app. It's a, what's that called? It's a country music app. Country radio. I have this app that like shoots me into all shortwave radio, country music stations.
Incredible.
It's like an app. It's like a little radio thing. I click it and it's like, you're listening to country music radio, Alabama. And like, it'll be like, you know, fucking Alan Jackson, blah, blah. I mean, I listen to that. Honestly, all day. That's all I listen to. I don't listen to anything else other than 90s country and old country. I like that music.
Right on. Yeah, everybody's streaming these days, whether it's other radio stations from around the country or Spotify or whatever. I collect vinyl now, but my turntable doesn't even work, you know. For the longest time, I think I was hesitant for whatever reason, but now I got a Spotify account.
Yeah, I don't like Spotify because I think I get like 85,000 monthly listeners, and I don't get any money. I'm pretty burnt on that.
Yeah, that's crazy, man.
Give me a dollar. If I made it, what if a dollar, $85,000 a month? That'd be cool. I'd be rich. You know, I'd buy you a hat or a jacket or something for you. You know, whatever you want.
Well, I've been telling people to, you can't buy a ticket to a show. Spotify doesn't pay. So, a little bit might go a long way. Go to the websites of the artists, buy some vinyl, get some merch and stuff. So that's one way we could help out a little bit since there's no shows to purchase tickets to. You have any merch out there?
We're making some great new merch for the EP on April 30th. I'm pretty excited about it. We're making like a bandana, which is pretty cool. Which is a bunch of the images from the Boot High video. You know, those little like illustrations.
Yeah.
It's gonna be all bandana, and we're also gonna do stickers from that, and then we're gonna do a shirt, which just says my face. Right down it, and it's going to say like parental advisory. It's going to be the Adam DeGrasse photo, the Post Malone photographer. It's going to be cool. So the merch on this is going to be great. Although, I don't know. For me, I probably won't see any money from that either because it's like the cost of making it and stuff like that. So I just sort of, to be blunt, kind of no pun intended, Ian. I just sort of can't think about money. It's not the vibe. I really can't do it. If it comes, it's cool, but I just love the artwork, and I'll do it in a garbage can or a mansion. It doesn't really concern me, honestly.
Right. Incredible, man. What part of town are you? You said you're in Santa Monica?
Silver Lake.
Oh, right on. Well, we're glad to have you in SoCal, and again, God willing, one day we'll be able to do it live in studio. Maybe see you at a proper venue around town. Any other venues around town that you're dying to get back into, or just any and all of them?
I want to play the Fonda again.
I like the Fonda. I like the upstairs outdoor smoking patio on the Fonda. I think that's just a good hang.
Me too. I remember I played the Fonda one time. It was sold out, and my guitar player, Butch Vig ran onto the side stage, and the producer of fucking Nirvana, he was like, "I love this song," and I lost my mind. But my guitar player went upstairs. I know I keep name dropping, but this just gives more theater to the conversation.
This is incredible. I love this.
Okay, cool. So we go upstairs, and then my guitar player Jonathan, he looked at me and he like held my arms. He's like, I don't even remember that. He was like, I turned into a different person. It's like he fucking lost his mind because it was just full, just lit up little heads and toupees and hats. And it was bizarre. And it was spooky. But he nailed it. I remember looking over at Jonathan. He was like playing different than he usually did. He was like kind of wiggling his legs. I mean, he was like being like fucking Jim Morrison and Jimi Hendrix in one. And he went upstairs and he was like, man, I don't even know who I was out there. And I felt so happy because I'm like, I'm glad I could do that for you. Because I didn't really feel anything other than terror, But
yeah.
if that gets him off, man, because he doesn't even do music anymore. He's married. I think he works for Microsoft. But I know probably when he masturbates, he thinks about that memory.
Right. Well, hey, we're here with Fences on 88.5 FM and 88.5 Live at home virtual session. I'm not sure how to follow up that statement. So I just went to my crutch, which is, doing the DJ thing.
Actual crutch. That would have been great.
Right. So the website is at fences.org.net. .com was unavailable.
I have a website. I think it's sadcastle.com, I think.
Right on. But I guess if people Google Fences music in whatever search engine you prefer, that'll get you to where you need to be.
Yeah, that's true.
Do you fancy yourself a gearhead, or do you keep it sort of minimal generally?
Well, I'll tell you this, I don't even own a guitar. You know what I mean?
Well, that'll say it all right there.
Yeah, I've had them. I've had 1938 Martins. I've had the Jeff Tweedy SG limited edition, like, you know, pale blue. I've had a bunch of weird shit, but I kind of just, I don't know, the music is inside me, man. Give me a fucking thumb piano, give me a couple pennies and a pack of cigarettes, man. I'm gonna make. I don't really care about it. There's always a guitar around.
Yeah.
So it's not important. I'm more of a writer. I think I like that more because muscle memory is so there. I can pick up a guitar and I can play it. I don't need guitars around me all the time. I don't dig it.
Right. Would you ever publish a book of writings in the future? Has that ever crossed your mind?
Well, Pat, my big boss man, Pat Magnarella, he wants me to do one. So I probably have maybe like 40 poems. I have about 300 pages of a book. I just got to finish all of it. And he said he'd put it out.
That's really cool.
It is cool. I'm excited. But I mean, that's also scary because I'm like, do I want to open up a whole other can of worms? Because sometimes I'm like, man, I don't even want to write music. I just want to go like chop wood somewhere. But, you know, alas, here I am.
Right. I think that would be fun and something else to do while in quarantine that's not staring at TV or something like that. Sorry if this interview is going a bit long, but it's been wonderful to catch up with you. And thanks for being a good talker. Sometimes you never know what you're going to get with artists. You know, it's like pulling teeth sometimes. But now I feel like we know a little bit more about you again. Wide-Eyed Elk Ensemble, right, is the name of the new EP coming out on the 30th of this month. 5 songs on it. We've heard a few so far. You just gave us a great sort of stripped down rendition of Boot Height. And again, there's a great video floating around the interwebs of that particular song. Can we get one more at your leisure?
Sure.
All right. And what do you want to play next?
We'll do Paper Route. That's off of what's Paper Route on? Favorite Sculptures. Yeah,
Can you give us a storyteller's type of moment, or do you just want to rip right into it?
The song is about when I was a kid, me and my mom and my little sister, she had a paper route, and at 4 a.m, she'd wake me up driving around Florida, and you know, she'd throw the paper out. But it was weird because I sat in the back and I was almost kind of sleeping, you know, but I'm sleeping in the back seat, and I remember she would throw it with her right arm, and I'd look, and like she was getting older, so the fat of her arm would kind of jiggle, and it would land, but it wouldn't land far enough to the door. And there's a sprinkler, like fa, 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 and it would land right by the sprinkler. And I remember like wanting to like jump out of the car and like pick it up and put it at the door, but she seemed okay with her distance, and it stuck with me.
Incredible.
Whatever this is, I don't like it, 'cause I don't even bruise anymore. I just wanna flood the fight and then rain out the war. Let's park it in the driveway. Our bodies sway like trees in a storm. It's too late to keep on riding, so let's rain out the war. I should have known better to look up that day. Some people stay face down, they're lucky that way. I should have known better to look up that day. Some people stay face down, they're lucky that way. Although you keep on hiding, and you don't pay your phone anymore. The ringing sounds like lightning. You're raining out the war. We used to live in Florida. The paper route goes door to door. My sister was the throne. We're raining out the war. I should have known better to look up that day. Some people stay face down, they're lucky that way. Should have known better to look up that day. Some people stay face down, they're lucky that way. Cool. Thank you.
Oh, my mic wasn't on. That's Radio 101 right there. Amazing. Thanks so much. Again, Fences, we'll talk to you real soon, and thanks for taking the time.
Yeah, anytime, man. It was fun. Pleasure.
88.5 FM, KCSN, and KCSN HD1 Northridge, Los Angeles. KSBR and KSBR HD1 Mission Viejo. A service of California State University Northridge and Saddleback College. Member-supported public radio. Streaming on the web at 885fm.org.